Welcome to the Keep Onside show. My name's Eugene.
My name's Joel.
Well, it's 2015, the season's on us, and really excited to be back. We've got some real good points to talk about today. We're going to talk about the £260 million that have been pledged by the FA into grassroots football. We're also going to look at the lack of contingency plans for academy young players when they've left their clubs. We're also going to look at the transfer that didn't happen, Berihino's transfer from West Brom to Spurs. And we're going to round it off with a quick look at the transfer window. So, Joe, moving swiftly on to the £260 million pledge from the FA, what is your actual take on it?
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good initiative by the FA. They're pledging £260 million or investing £260 million into grassroots football.
Okay.
They're going to be investing in 4 key areas.
Okay. Facilities,
coaching, participation, and development of the workforce.
Okay.
The one which stuck out to me was facilities. I think that if you make facilities readily available, you entice kids to get back on the football field. At the moment, for me, technology is the enemy of sports participation amongst youth in this country. I think this is a big factor. I think this is a key area, and I like what the FA is doing.
I mean, I'd have to echo that because, to be fair, so when you're on the bus or whatever, going past the park and you see lovely nets and lovely grass, you might want to jump off the bus and go and play a game of football. Because at the moment, I wouldn't want to jump off the bus. When you're seeing like with no nets and eat out grass, it doesn't look attractive at all.
Would you want to jump off the Xbox? I'm not too sure.
I wouldn't want to jump off the Xbox.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that will entice, young people back onto the football field, and that's, I think that's key. I think that's good.
That's what we really want. Also, as well, I would want to know what they're going to do with the money in regards to making player development, making people better. Because are they going to re-educate the coaches? Because I think coaches need re-educating to a certain extent. There's no point in just plummeting money into the game and saying to coaches that have already into their set ways with coaching, here, go and improve the youngsters. It's clear as daylight that our counterparts in Spain and Italy are better technically.
Definitely.
So we're going to need to look at what are the coaches doing here as to why the boys in Italy are much better technically. So yeah, I think it's good that the money's been pumped in, but I think you need to do more than just throw money at football. I think you actually need to really look at what's going wrong, because there's clearly something going wrong.
I totally agree with you. I mean, when we're looking at workforces and stuff, that kind of ties into what we want to speak about our next topic, which is contingency for released academy players.
Yeah, so Joel, man, I don't really want it to get to a stage where a kid has to sort of throw himself off like out the window when he's been released by an academy, for the FA to actually take note and say that they've got to sort of firmly look at contingency plans within academies to make sure young people's futures are more secure.
Yeah, I second that. I think what I believe is professional football clubs, they definitely need some form of accountability, because you've got young players obviously joining football clubs from 8 years of age, and then at 16 to 18 being told that they don't make the grade. That's half of their lives.
Half of their lives.
Do you know what I mean? So, it is a touchy subject.
And it's a crucial part of a child's development. Academies tend to pick up boys between the ages of 10 to 16, when young boys and girls are actually doing their education, trying to acquire GCSEs. So I do believe clubs need to actually really understand that. And if the kids don't make it, it's almost they've got to say, all right, you've been with us for the last 3 years, we're going to send you to university, or we're going to make sure that what you didn't do while you was with us, you'll do when you're not with us. Right. Yeah, so I really do think something needs to be done about that. I'm extremely passionate about that, because as I said before, for every 1 star, there's 200 boys that don't make it.
Definitely.
So, and obviously on the opposite spectrum of that, we've got Taitte Berihino, who's at West Brom at the moment. He's got the world at his feet. He's got loads of potential. He's got a club, but he's decided not to play. So what's your take on that, Joe?
I'm Team Berihino, I'm going to go against the grain, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, Twitter could be quite colourful come this evening. What I would say is, with footballers, you always get one side, and a lot of the times you get the club side and you don't necessarily get the player's side. And I think there's 2 sides to this story. When I initially saw this story, it looked to me as though there's been broken promises. Jeremy Peace might have said to Saido, you know what, Saido, if a big club comes in for you, listen, I won't stand in your way. you know, and for whatever reasons, the goalposts have been moved, you know.
I mean, I can echo with that. I mean, last season, Taitte Berihino was doing quite well at West Brom, and I think Tony Pulis, the manager at the time, you know, he came out and said he's going to put Taitte on the naughty stall. So obviously there was some type of clash of characters going on behind the scenes. I think managers have actually got too much influence on transfers. So it's almost like if you don't get on with your manager, he'll make it hard for you to get out of the club. But you know, the bottom line is if a player's got a valuation and the club that are interested meets that valuation, I don't see where the manager should really be coming into it. Really, I think that's the price has been set. You know, there's no need to sort of assassinate someone just because he weren't your cup of tea. You're not going to let him go with you're going to make it harder for him to go, and that's what seems to be happening in football, really.
Yeah, now we're going to talk about a transfer which didn't happen. Well, transfers which were successful.
Yeah, obviously.
Let's move on to transfers which were successful.
Yeah.
And what transfers we feel that are going to be key.
I just wanted to point out, if there's anyone out there that's got their sort of who they think is a big signing, obviously you can contact us at Keep_Onside and sort of make your views clear.
When I'm looking at transfers, I immediately look at Swansea. I think Andre Ayew, for me, is going to be a good buy. I know it's early days, but for me, he's got Champions League pedigree. So he should be able to maintain that level of consistency throughout the season. He's played in the World Cup for Ghana, for instance. So he's got good pedigree behind him. Schneiderlin, another player who, for me, you know, he could be key for Man United. I think there's still question marks. I like the player myself. There's still question marks because now he's playing in a team where there is expectation, where he needs to go and win matches every week. You know, no disrespect to Southampton. He can lose a couple games down there, you know. So, yeah, Schneiderlin playing in the Champions League, it'll be a test for him. What's your take on it?
Raheem Sterling is going to be massive.
I agree.
You know, they made a big thing in the media about his attitude and so forth, but I think he's handled this whole transfer impeccably. And even when the cameras give him side shots, when he's warming up and you look at him from the side, he looks happy, he looks in control, and I think Man City is going to see the best of Raheem Sterling. I mean, I'll tell you now, I'm a Liverpool fan, and he left my club, but I do honestly believe that I think he's a terrific talent, and I wish him all the best. You know, one more signing that I think is going to be quite critical is Peter Cech to Arsenal.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. I know. You know, me and you are regularly at each other's throats in regards to football. But you know, when it's the real talk, it's the real talk, innit? So I do think Peter Cech's going to be big. I'd echo what John Terry said. He's going to save you 10, 12 points. One more signing. This is a bit of a tongue twister, so please correct me if I get it wrong. His name's Chuba Akpom.
Chuba Akpom.
Right. I'm not going to repeat it. He's 19 years of age, all right? And he left Arsenal and he's gone to Hull. I think he scored a couple of goals already for Hull. So he's doing really well. I'm not too sure if Arsenal should have let him go, to be fair.
To be fair.
You know, so I think that could really help Hull. Steve Bruce, good manager. And I think he might get the best out of him. Not going to repeat his name. And I think he could help them get up to the Premiership, to be fair.
And that's all we've got time for, folks. I think what you have to do, though, is look out for our exclusive with Mr. Wilfried Zaha, Crystal Palace forward. Please like the Facebook page and follow us on Keep_Onside Show. And before we leave, last but not least, congratulations to Wayne Rooney, England's leading goal scorer, 50 goals. I believe it's a feat that won't be repeated anytime soon. And big up to the Queen. Big her up. You know, longest monarch. You know, so yeah, congratulations to Wayne Rooney and long live the Queen.